an inquiry into the science of breathing. Getting to know your life's constant companion. Unexplored by modern science, tall claims found in ancient texts of India, China, and Japan, maybe others too, the science of the breath remains an enigma waiting for you to uncover. Many years of study, closely observing yoga practitioners, and having learnt various techniques did not create any magic for me. And in all honesty, I didn't see any in other practitioners either. What was I missing out on? Why isn't any magic happening? Why is it taking so long? Is there any magic at all? All of my efforts, practice, information, and knowledge of various techniques were not enough to create any magic. My scientific education was interfering and preventing any such possibility. Unlike modern science, which requires you to work on a hypothesis, a probable cause or not, have a subject or subjects to experiment on and observe from the outside, this science is just the opposite. Here you are the subject, the experiment, and the observer, all rolled into one, and the phenomenon is internal too. Your breath, the constant companion, is more than just an involuntary action or continuous phenomenon that keeps you alive. It is the very reason for your existence, or more accurately, your only connection with existence. It is more of an incident that happened when you were born that made you possible. Since then and till your demise, this breath will flex, dance, and dribble with every thought, emotion, and action of yours and keep you hanging in here to your life and your state of existence. Your breath is not independent of you. Involuntary, but not independent. While you and I cannot exist without it and its involuntary nature, we surely can interfere with it. This happens to be true for all involuntary functions of our body as well. Living in our unawareness, we take all of this for granted, misuse and abuse without respect or regard, and die complaining about how unlucky or cursed we are. We arrive and exit this life, one full of unlimited possibilities, without ever having grasped even a fragment of this immensely magical experience, a supreme communion of nature and all of the universal forces that create a life. Other earth creatures may or may not have the intelligence, but born as a human being and a literate one, missing out will surely be a very sad story. Being literate is significant here because it takes a lot of effort and willpower to learn to read and write. Forced or voluntary, if you are literate, you have already demonstrated and proved beyond doubt that you have the power of the will for great labor, an essential pre-qualification for exploring the higher realms of life, an incredible adventure that awaits you. Ancient scriptures, religious teachings, and other texts are only trying to provide you with a sense of the ultimate reality of existence. Through theologies and theories, they are trying to explain the unexplainable. Through words, they are attempting to define for you the undefinable. Legends, tales, and parables, mythology if you like, are only indicating the direction, trying their very best to get you thinking differently beyond survival and subsistence towards a higher possibility of being in existence. Even if you are a blind follower, a staunch believer, or a fanatic, sooner or later, all this learned knowledge, borrowed wisdom will fail. It will fail because it must. It must fail for you to succeed, and that is divine justice. There can be no wisdom without actual experience, not imaginary incidences that may occasionally give you a physical experience of peace or bliss, etc., but one that is rooted in pure physicality and yet will enable you to transcend and go beyond. The one that has the ability to lift you from the lowest to unfathomable heights and in ignorance can sink you to new and unthinkable lows. The breath does it all for you. Beyond wisdom, beyond muscle memory, it can sink you to your worst hell and can lift you to heaven of heavens, just like that. The science of breathing explores all that is and all of that which becomes possible by knowing what is and how it occurs. If you reduce it to a known result, that is, delivering oxygen and removing carbon dioxide, there is no magic, just plain survival and subsistence. But if you focus on the process as a whole with all its steps, elements, and workflow, then you have access to the secrets of secrets that have been guarded by different cultures, sects, and traditions for varied reasons. Hatha Yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, Shaolin Kung Fu, Kalaripaita are just a few popular or known practices that I could rattle off, and they have closely guarded secrets that have to do with the regulation of the breath. Vigyan Bhairav Tantra spells out deep secrets of the breath and what possibilities it holds. The only palpable discourse I could find on it is by Osho that runs up to 6 volumes or so. This not so popular text from the Vedic traditions is just one chapter from Rudra Yamar Tantra, a complete treatise on the science of existence. Incredible, isn't it? The science of breathing is an ongoing conversation where I share with you my insights on this ultra vital phenomenon that life depends on.